In the Philippines they have Minakawa, a very large bird. Now let us recognize a creature believed in Hindu mythology. The Garuda. Let's find out what the story and beliefs are about this creature. The origin of the story about Garuda is known as Sina, which in Sanskrit means eagle, while the word Garuda in Sanskrit means devourer. It was first identified in the Vedas. What is Vedas, I hear you ask? The Vedas is a collection of hymns or songs and some other ancient religious texts, written in Hindu language in 1500 and 1000 BC. Garuda also appeared in some other Indian texts such as Mahabharata and Puranas in 400 BCE and 400 CE. Here, the Indians believed that Sina and Garuda were one and the same because of the same description of them in every book and story. Hindus believe that Garuda is the vehicle of the preserver god Vishnu, and that Garuda also represents birth in heaven. Garuda is also the recognized mortal enemy of snakes. The Indians believe that Garuda is the king of all birds, and he is also the most important creature in the Himalayan forest. The Mahabharata mentions the origin and achievements of Garuda. His father is the acclaimed creator Kashyapa, and his mother is Vinata. Kashyapa has two wives, Garuda's mother Vinata, and one of them is Kadru. Kadru asked to have 1,000 Naga children, while Vinata asked for only 2 children, but as strong as Kadru's 1,000 children. Kashyapa blessed it, and the two of them went to the forest to meditate. They both had their own eggs, and Kadru's eggs took 500 years before they finally hatched, and her 1,000 offspring came out of 1,000 eggs. Well, Vinata couldn't wait and forcefully opened one of the eggs, and here Garuda's brother Aruna came out and it was red and bright. But because of Vinata's compulsion, Aruna is less than a year old, so his body is not complete. It has no legs. Because of this he scolded his mother and cursed to be a slave until his other brother rescued him. After this Aruna left and became the charioteer of Surya, the sun god. Garuda was a huge egg when it was born, and when it came out it was almost as strong as a huge fire that could cover the whole world. Because of the strength of his power, other gods begged him for help. Every time he obeys the requests of the gods, his size also decreases, and even his strength continues to decrease. One day, his mother lost a bet they made with her sister Kadru, who was the mother of all snakes. Because his mother was defeated, she became a slave to her younger sister. To save her mother from being a slave, Garuda went to her aunt to negotiate. Kadru agreed that if Garuda could give the elixir of immortality in the care of the gods in heaven, she would set his mother free. The god identified as Indra is a lofty king and protects the elixir. To protect this elixir, the god surrounded it with a huge fire that reached to the heavens. The great fire also includes so many knives that go around this very important thing. The last thing to go through is the 2 huge and poisonous snakes, which will kill whoever attempts to get near the elixir. Based on the description of security, we can say that even the gods know its importance. So when they found out that Garuda was going to get the elixir, a whole army opposed him. However, Garuda will not be pushed, he is brave and smart. That is why he was able to defeat all the opponents he encountered. He was also able to extinguish the fire by sipping water in the river and pouring it out over the blocked fires. He avoided the sharp knives by minimizing himself and blinded the 2 large snakes by blowing on them with dust and getting the elixir from the protection of the gods. When he got the elixir, he put it in his mouth, but he did not swallow it and went back to Kadru. On his return he met the god Vishnu, who was impressed with Garuda's ability and strength. Vishnu gave Garuda a reward, immortality, which caused him not to die. Because of this, Garuda looked at it with great gratitude and offered himself to god Vishnu to be its chariot. After that he continued to fly to his destination, but Garuda encountered the god Indra, who immediately threw lightning and, due to speed, immediately hit Garuda. But because of the ability given by Vishnu to be immortal, Garuda was immune to Indra's attack. Because Indra knew that he could not kill Garuda, he formed a pact with Garuda, and that is where the agreement between the two was formed. Garuda will give the elixir to the snakes, and after getting his mother, Garuda will take it again and give it to Indra. Indra gave permission for him to eat snakes. When Garuda arrives, the snakes are waiting for him. He handed over the elixir and Garuda said that he had to cover it with darba grass which was very sharp. The snakes dropped the elixir on the grass and Garuda urged them to perform their ritual before they drank the elixir. As soon as they turned around, Indra immediately appeared and took the elixir. The Nagas did not know that the elixir was gone, so when they licked the darba grass, their tongue split because of its blade. This is also the reason why the snake's tongue is split in the middle. Garuda has since become an ally of the gods and has become Vishnu's chariot. The Indians also believe that Garuda taught the people. Garuda characteristic. Over time, many descriptions have come out regarding this creature. But it is better known as a half-human body and an eagle. Its body is golden while its wings are red. Its face is white like a real eagle, and it is known for his strange beak. It is believed that he wore a crown on his head that he always carried. It is sometimes described as having 2 or 4 hands and various body parts with earrings and bracelets from snakes. It is also believed that, while God Vishnu was riding on it, his 2 hands were holding Vishnu's 2 feet which would be God's guide, so that he would not fall. In Buddhism, they also have Garuda. It is a golden bird. It is one of the so-called Astagya, which is one of the 8 classes of non-human beings. Like Hinduism, the Garuda is also the enemy of the Naga and is often depicted as having a snake between its claws. The Garudas are huge creatures, believed to have a wingspan of 3,960 kilometers. They are described as intelligent beings and have a social organization. It is believed that Garudas, according to Buddhism, had kings and cities. Others have the power to transform into human beings. Like India, Indonesia and others, the Garuda also once went through the minds of their ancestors. It is well known in the Visayas and Mindanao region. In the Bicol area, it is known as the Katambang. They are half human and half bird. They are strong and fast, and unlike the previous description of the Garuda of the Philippines eats people. There is also a belief that when the Garuda is touched by water coming from the rivers, it will become a muscular man. There is another description that its body is muscular, but its face is eagle, and its hand becomes a wing that helps it fly. For Indonesians, the bird Garuda has become the official symbol of this country. Its image includes a cloth on which is placed the 5 principles of the nation. Pancasila is the motto and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. The cloth with the 5 elements on it, in the very center of it, is a star with 5 pointed corners, and it represents the 5 official religions of this country: Islam, Catholicism, Protestantism, Hinduism and Buddhism. It also has a chain which symbolizes the humanity of the country, a banyan tree that represents the unity of the country, a bull's head with 2 horns which is a symbol of democracy and the strength of a bull. The latter is the grain of rice and a cotton which symbolizes food and the livelihood of the country. Because of its relationship with Vishnu, Garuda also became iconic in ancient times. He symbolizes the power of the king. He was also seen in the ancient coins of the Hindu kingdoms, which were usually a bird's head or 3 heads looking in each direction. For other countries, this creature also has a different identity. In Burmese it is called Golan, in Japan it is Karura, for the Thais it is recognized as Krut. For Thailand, Garuda itself is also the national symbol of this country. In Mongolia, the Garuda for them is their acknowledged Kangurt who serves the god of death. For more mythology videos, do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you are always updated. As always, stay safe. See you next time.